door, like the older Bobby Orr. They're done.
Hey, do you smell smoke? Because I do.
Are you okay? Do you smell? Are you serious? Do you smell smoke?
It's because the NHL's hot stove is absolutely smoking right now, or I'm having a stroke. 31 Thoughts, the podcast, pure fire. That starts the embers. You know what I'm talking about?
Be okay,
the
man.
embers get warm. The charcoals begin to burn. The other guys at that other place are starting to get real excited, even though they don't have a game on the network. And the local papers are all fanning these flames that cause this smoke that I am smelling right now, or at least I think I am. And it might be time for a little breaking rumors, said Sixero. I know we haven't done it in a while. It's not breaking news.
Let's do it.
It's breaking rumors. People want to hear them. We're not giving them hard news. We're not trying to tell them it's hard news. We're telling them there is a breaking rumor. Names like Erik Karlsson, Patrik Laine, Matt Duchene, Jacob Trouba, Nazem Kadri, Patrick Marleau, and all of the Canucks and their lack of patience are intertwined in the scuttlebutt that we have to present to these people and you. Would you like to hear some of the breaking rumors surrounding those names that I just popped out there?
Do I want to?
We start!
Do I weigh 180?
With one of the juiciest, and it comes from our friend Don Brennan at the Ottawa Sun. In fact, it got the cover of the newspaper.
Oh, it did?
Breaking rumor number one, a return of the king to our nation's capital? I know what you're thinking. How in the good name of Randy Cunnyworth? But Brennan cites sources that suggest that Karlsson's wife, who is Ottawa born and raised, is homesick, and Karlsson would be open to a return, but that's not all. If that's not in the cards, a return to the Sens, Montreal, hour down the road, could work too.
Really, Greg?
Now, Elliot Friedman
Really?
has suggested that San Jose is also being considered. And before Leaf fans try and take over the conversation and scream, hey, Toronto is close to Ottawa, Brennan says the Leafs and the Sabres, for that matter, just down the road a little bit more, are not on the list.
Off the list.
But Karlsson to Ottawa or Montreal, hit the button again.
Yeah, nice take two on that. Nice job.
Hold on, you want to do it again?
Let's do it again.
Karlsson
Here we go.
to Ottawa or Montreal? All right, we're stopping at 3.
I could go 4.
No.
I can go all night.
No. What?
What?
No, neither. I say no to neither. Both.
I say no to neither in terms of what you said earlier.
You think he's going back to San Jose?
I think he's going back to San Jose. First off, all right. What was the issue with Ottawa in the first place?
Well, there are a lot of issues.
What was the main one? Let's talk about the main issue.
I don't know what the main one was.
Most things that every problem comes down to the root of. What was it?
I don't know that it was money, and the
With
money
Eugene Melnyk, it's
Has
money.
the money not changed, though?
Well, how? They're in a full rebuild. They're dying to get rid of Bobby Ryan.
No, for Karlsson.
Yeah, I can't answer that.
Well, yes, you can.
I can't answer that. If money was an issue before, what's the saving grace now with the Sens? What's going to change with the Sens? He's making $6.5 million. He's going to take a pay cut? He's going to take a pay cut to go back to Ottawa. You see that happening? I don't see that happening. The Montreal Canadiens have right-sided defensemen coming out the wazoo, as the kids say.
Sorry, they don't want Erik Karlsson in Montreal? Do you want to talk to anyone in Montreal?
They need centers, man. You really think Erik Karlsson is high on the priority list for Montreal?
Karlsson?
Let's get another older defenseman who's kind of hurt.
Oh, Seb gave you the raise of the eyebrows.
What does that mean, the raise of the eyebrows?
You gave him
what does that mean?
It means he's not sure.
You're not sure about Karlsson.
Sure.
Why aren't you sure about Karlsson? Talk loud. You're on national TV, please.
We need more centers.
Right? You need a center, a winger, better backup goalie.
Hold on.
How about that, right?
Hold on.
There's needs.
I agree with you.
Needs.
You were talking about a center?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Oh, okay.
Because, listen
to this.
We've got more stuff here, and if you want me to chat about the rest, we got to keep
let's
this moving.
Let's go. I want to hear the rest of the stuff.
Seeing as you wasted the time in the opening block on Kyle Lowry and whether or not you were working 2 more minutes. Breaking number 2.
I didn't waste
Breaking rumor number 2 in English. Breaking rumor number 2.
Breaking rumor number 2.
It involves one of your favorites, Matt Duchene.
Oh, really?
Elliot Friedman said the favorite to land the former Blue Jacket Sen and Ave are Nashville and, wait for it, Montreal.
Oh, my God.
Take 4 was way better.
Nice job.
Way better. Take 1, you missed completely. Take 2 was take 3, a little bit better.
I've already sent an email complaining.
Both make sense. Nashville and Montreal both looking for scoring help. Now, cap space in Montreal is $11 million.
They got some space.
Are they in on both Karlsson and Matt Duchene?
I think they're more in on Duchene than Karlsson at this point. It makes more sense to me. Look, this is Matt Duchene. I'm not his biggest fan. He can give you some numbers.
Well, he did have 10 points in 10 games in the postseason.
Correct. He
did
showed up a little bit. He showed up a little bit
in Columbus, but had 10 points in 10 games.
The Matt Duchene thing makes way more sense to me in Montreal than Karlsson. Karlsson makes no sense at all. I don't know what the number is for Duchene. Like, what's the number for Matt Duchene this offseason? That's going to be a fascinating negotiation.
I think Nashville is
Nashville's always a player for a guy like him.
It's a popular spot.
Yeah.
It would be a good spot and a good fit for a guy like that.
And we all know, listen, Nashville, I know they've been to a cup final. Media is still important down there. Matt's great with the media.
Yeah.
Just like PK. He's phenomenal down there. Like, I think it would be, Nashville makes more sense than Montreal to me. I think they're more of a...
Breaking rumor number 3 and 4.
There's more.
We're combining 2 because Kevin Cheveldayoff might be the busiest man in the business. Fresh off of dealing the negotiating rights of Kevin Hayes, Chevy has still got Laine and Trouba on the to-do list, among others. Given Trouba's contentious negotiation history, the fact that trade rumors are heating up around the RFA, not surprising. But Laine's hot stove is remarkably interesting. Local scribes, Ken Wiebe and Mike McIntyre of the Sun and Free Press, respectively, went to the record, to respond to a fourth period report that suggested that Laine will, quote, explore all options if his contract demands aren't met. So what does that mean, you ask me, Sid Sixero?
I'm thinking it, definitely. You read my mind.
According to the report, $10 million a season, or he could ask for a trade. Patrick Laine, $10 million a season, or he could ask for a trade. Do you believe that?
No. And I also think everyone's just waiting on Marner, right? In terms of the restricted guys out there. Now, Laine didn't lead his team in scoring for 2 straight years. He's had some big years.
But Laine is an elite goal scorer.
But here's the thing. Laine, there are some red flags on Laine a little bit. Would you not acknowledge? He's extremely hard on himself. He'll go in that slump.
Right.
There are parts of Laine when he's scoring 45 plus you kind of ignore. But when he had a year like he had last year, look, they're going to pay him. They're going to keep him. I'm not saying they're not. But his rep isn't what it was 18 months ago.
But even then, so what do you drop to? Like a Phil Kessel? Like, honestly, the guy can score in his sleep, right? Like, so
when he's scoring.
But when he's scoring, he ends up with 40 or in and around.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even with the slumps, he ends up with in and around 40, which, I don't know if you've checked, gets a lot of money in the NHL these days.
Oh, it does, absolutely. Look, I think the Cheveldayoff thing in Laine, we're gonna hear a lot of the breaking rumors.
Yeah.
He is not leaving Winnipeg. He is signing long-term in Winnipeg. He is not being traded from. He's not exploring those options.
I bet you if we talked to Nick Kiprios, he would have a different opinion than you have right now.
All the restricteds, that one I think is going to get locked down, guaranteed.
All right, so where does Trouba go? Well, apparently the Canucks are in on nearly everything, which might speak to the idea that Trevor Linden was bounced because there was a lack of patience within the rest of the organization. Breaking rumor number 5. The Canucks are open for business. A first-round pick is in the mix. Is that something that the Flames might be interested in? Because leave the graphic up, kids. Breaking rumor number 6.
Quick graphic back up, guys. That's a quick one.
Bring it back.
Oh, here we go.
The other guys are suggesting that the Flames might be looking to move a defenseman to make room for their younger, cheaper options, as they have got to pay Matthew Tkachuk. The names being thrown out there that they might move to make way for the younger, cheaper options, Sid Sixero.
I can't speak to all of those individually, Tim. What I'm saying is I am here for the NHL breaking rumors talk, and I am staying for the Canucks want everybody. Vancouver is going to make this offseason one of the great off seasons we have seen in quite some time because ownership have been held back. Trevor Linnon's like, I got this. Well, no. Ownership wants to let the horses out of the barn, McAuliffe. Sign the next Louis Eriksson. Bring in the next guy at $6 million who can't score.
Right.
Go get those guys, Vancouver. Make it a fun offseason. The draft is in Vancouver. Have a good time. Trade your pick. Have Gary Bettman come up to the podium in Vancouver, and as he gets booze, you guys want to hear this? Let him do that, and let's have a good old offseason time, Vancouver, and just try and pay Brock Besser.
Do you want to hear who is rumored to be going out the door in Calgary, as I teased before you went on the diatribe about the Vancouver Canucks a little too early?
I thought we were wrapping up the breaking rumors, which is why I went for a little while, but I screwed up, so go ahead.
TJ Brody or Travis Hamonic?
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Mark Giordano just had a Norris Trophy campaign because he played with TJ Brody. You have that much confidence in the kids? You're Valimaki, you're Killington.
You saw that first round like I did, right?
Okay.
Give me the other than Tkachuk, give me the safe guy in Calgary right now.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, you know
That was
what?
kind of an embarrassment that we didn't talk about enough.
You make a solid point. I just don't know that getting rid of those guys. I know this is the new NHL. You got to get rid of those guys and pay people less money.
Correct.
So I'll listen to you.
We're done, right? Is that
No.
it? Oh, we're not done.
No.
Okay.
Breaking rumor number 7 and 8.
Feed me.
Not only did Elliot Friedman say that Nazem Kadri's name is being floated a bunch, Kipper suggested it sounds like the Leafs and Patrick Marleau are set to part ways, and that the Leafs would have to sweeten the pot with a player and or cash to get rid of Marleau, which means immediately that Arizona will be in the mix. Question is, we all know it's a business, but he moves his family to Toronto, takes the kids on the Leafs under his wing,
Look at that
makes
photo.
them a part of his family.
Lovely family.
And now the Leafs are done with him, in part to pay one of those kids that he brought underneath his wing. What does this all mean to the Buds dressing room?
I find it interesting, Tim, that you and I are sitting here about 3 weeks or so after Kyle Dubas confirms Mike Babcock is going to come back and start next season as Leafs coach. I said start next season as Leafs coach. And 3 weeks later, Nikita Zaitsev and Marleau were like, I want out.
But
Do you not find that interesting? Because I find that very interesting.
Hold on. Because Nikita Zaitsev, I can't say anything about. The Marleau is, I think, a mutual parting of the ways.
But Marleau had a rough year last year, you would acknowledge?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that? But the Leafs might say we're done with Marleau, too.
Could be, yeah. It could be mutual. That's 6.25 on the cap. That's a lot of money.
Right. And you got to pay some kids.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard, Marner needs a little money.
But you're not helping my narrative of Babcock.
We got to
problem.
go. We got to go.
Okay.